Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, a little bit of good news in the cruising industry, but there was one thing that was a little disappointing for me. So first off, we have more cruise ships have started. We've got Baltimore started up. We have the Wonder coming to North America. We have Virgin Cruise Lines arriving in Florida. We have Port Canaveral more ships. In fact, almost all of the cruise lines are now, over 50% of their ships are now all sailing, which is all good news here in North America. Also, the United States has announced that they are opening up international travel. That's right. If you have both your vaccines and they're recognized vaccines from the FDA, then you can travel to the United States as long as you take a COVID test 72 hours before arriving. You don't have to quarantine when you get here. They're saying this will open up more international travel, bring more people into the country, stir up the economy, and they think this is a much more fair way to do it than to go by country. Because they said just going by country didn't seem to be the way to go. We don't want to penalize a whole country, just because they have COVID under control in their country. We don't want to pick on them, probably because it's out of control here too, right? But now they're saying it's going to go on an individual basis. No longer is it going by country. Well, that's not 100% true, because there is one place, well, two really, that they are going by country as opposed to by person. But before I tell you that one, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Really does help the channel. It will just notify you of upcoming videos, and you can choose to watch them or don't watch them. It doesn't sign you up, and it doesn't sit there and force you to watch them. And I would really, really appreciate it. So, who are the two countries that it is going by country and not by person? Well, Canada and Mexico. Because our land borders, they extended the closure another 30 days. That's right. It will now not open until, at the earliest, October 21st. Despite the fact that Canada has far less COVID than the United States, Canada has far more people vaccinated with both doses than in the United States. We are allowing Americans to travel and drive across the border freely as long as you have had your COVID test and you have had your vaccination. You can drive into Canada. But the United States has now, for the second time, extended the border closures to Canada and Mexico. And I think one of the reasons for Canada is that if they open it up to Canada, they would be under a great deal of pressure to open it up into Mexico, which does have a little more COVID than a lot of other countries. So that is a possibility. But that is despite many, many state legislatures and governors all going after the president and asking them to please open up the border, set some sort of plan up, have something in. Here's where we need to be, here's what we need to do, these are going to be the guidelines, and instead they have done absolutely nothing for opening those borders up between, at least the land borders between Canada and United States and in Mexico to a lesser state. So yeah, that's a little bit of disheartening news for us who live here in Canada. I was really hoping to be able to drive to some of my next cruises, visit some people along the way, and instead I have to fly and I have no other choice, but at least I can do that. So yeah, a lot of people have family over here that were hoping they can go and visit their family back and forth. That's out the window. You still can't do that. And in all honesty, we have had no talks and no discussion on the possibility of when that might happen. As you know, here in Canada, we have been under an election that accomplished absolutely nothing. It was held yesterday and no power changed. In fact, it's still a minority government. Nothing happened other than we spent $650 million to stay exactly where we were. And during this time, there have been no discussions with the United States over anything regarding the border openings or anything like that, because we've been too busy trying to stay exactly where we were. But there you go. More cruise ships are starting, and hopefully we don't see any slowdown in that soon. It does seem to be, the CDC is just basically said do not travel to almost every Caribbean country out there now. Canada was on that list. It just seems like they're just saying everybody don't travel. Yet they're opening up international borders for travel for flights. Saying one thing and showing another, and that's typical of all governments. So I'm not going to say it's just this government, it's all governments. At least they haven't started shutting things down yet. Let's hope as the winter season starts to hit and the flu season starts to hit that we don't see a big uptick and then start saying, well, I guess we have to close things down again, because if that happens, that can be devastating to this industry. And I've been here in Alaska, and the people on board this cruise ship have been absolutely amazing. The staff has been absolutely wonderful. They're so glad to be here. Their smiles. We're on the 9th week of them restarting, and they're still smiling and happy to be here. Yeah, it would be very disheartening to have anything happen to that in the future. Let's just hope we keep going forward and we don't take any steps backwards. Well, I hope you appreciate this little video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.